Welcome back, everyone, to the Key Learning Point Show, where we break down big ideas from the world of personal development into easy-to-digest nuggets of wisdom.
Exactly.
We've got another great episode lined up for you today, and this time we're diving into three fascinating areas.
Sounds intriguing. What are we exploring today?
We'll be kicking things off with a personal story that's really stuck with me over the years. I've titled it A Messenger, and it touches on those unexpected moments of connection and impact we often find in everyday life.
I always find personal stories to be so relatable and insightful. Looking forward to hearing that. What else is on the agenda?
Then we'll be tackling a question that's probably been contemplated by, well, pretty much every human being who's ever lived: the meaning of life. We'll try to unravel some of the mysteries surrounding purpose, destiny, and what it truly means to live a fulfilling life.
The age-old question, right? It's a big one, but I'm sure we can glean some valuable insights from it.
Yeah.
What's our final stop on this journey of exploration?
To wrap things up, we'll be delving into a rather revolutionary approach to education called Suggestology. It really challenges conventional teaching methods and focuses on the power of creating a nurturing and inspiring learning environment that empowers students to thrive.
Suggestology, that's a new one for me.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by innovative approaches to learning. Let's jump right in.
So this story, A Messenger, it takes me back to a time when my life was in a bit of an upheaval. I unexpectedly had to move out of my rented house in the suburbs because the owner decided to sell.
Oh, that's never fun. I've been through a few unexpected moves myself.
Yeah, it was a bit of a scramble, to say the least. I had to find a new place pretty quickly and ended up crashing on a friend's couch for a while, surrounded by boxes. It was during this chaotic period that I went to view a potential apartment. I had some time to kill beforehand, so I decided to grab a quick bite to eat.
Makes sense. You got to eat, right? Even amidst moving chaos.
Exactly. So I wandered into this packed KFC in a shopping mall, and it was absolutely buzzing. People everywhere, not an empty table in sight. I was waiting in line to order, and as I scanned the room for a potential seat, I accidentally bumped into someone behind me.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Crowded places and all that.
Right. We both apologized immediately, but then this young woman looked at me and asked, "Are you looking for a table?"
Interesting. A simple question, but it seems like it held a lot of significance for you.
You know, it's funny how these seemingly insignificant moments can sometimes feel so weighty.
Like there's something more to it than meets the eye. I get that.
It was like a strange sense of inevitability, like this little collision was meant to happen for some reason. In my head, I'd already planned out my next moves: get my food, find a table if I'm lucky, and then, since she was also looking, I'd offer to share. And that's exactly what happened. It felt almost orchestrated.
Like destiny was playing a hand, perhaps.
That was my initial thought, like, okay, universe, what message are you trying to send me through this encounter?
That innate human desire to find meaning in patterns, even in the randomness of life.
Precisely. So we sat down, introduced ourselves, her name is Brittany, and started chatting. She mentioned that she was studying engineering, which I don't know if you know much about engineering, but it's a very demanding field.
It certainly has a reputation for being rigorous.
Oh yeah, incredibly so. And in the short time we'd been talking, she came across as so bright, capable, and self-aware. But then she shared something that really took me aback. She confided in me that she was struggling with depression.
It's a powerful reminder that we often have no idea what battles people are fighting beneath the surface, no matter how put together they may seem.
You're so right. And it just goes to show how crucial it is to approach each other with empathy and understanding, because you never know what someone else might be carrying.
Absolutely. It's about creating space for those invisible struggles to be acknowledged and validated.
In that moment, all I could really do was listen. But I felt compelled to offer some kind of support, even if it was a small gesture. I happened to have a book with me called The Science of Psychocybernetics. It had had a profound impact on me, and it focuses on the power of self-image and how our thoughts shape our reality. I briefly explained the concept to her and offered it to her. To my surprise, she accepted. We exchanged contact information and then went our separate ways. But as I walked away, the question that had initially popped into my head had shifted slightly.
How so? What was the new question that lingered in your mind?
Initially, I was focused on what message this encounter held for me. Like, what was I supposed to learn from bumping into Brittany at KFC? But after our conversation, the question morphed into, was there a message for me, or was I the messenger in this situation?
Interesting shift in perspective. It suggests a move away from a purely self-centered view of the interaction towards a more outward-focused consideration.
And you know what? I think it's rarely one or the other. More often than not, it's a blend of both. We might be seeking guidance or a sign in a particular encounter, but we might also be the ones carrying a message, a piece of wisdom, or a source of support that someone else desperately needs. It's a beautiful reminder of our interconnectedness, how we all play a role in each other's journeys.
I love that. It speaks to the ripple effect of our actions and the profound impact we can have on others, even in the most unexpected ways.
Right. So after that KFC encounter, I didn't hear from Brittany for quite a while. I'd send her a message every few months to check in about the book, and she had apologized for not having returned it yet. Then, about 18 months later, completely out of the blue, she reached out. She said she'd finally finished reading the book and wanted to return it.
18 months. That's a significant gap. I imagine you were curious to know what she'd been up to and how she'd been doing.
Oh, absolutely. I had no idea what to expect or what kind of person I'd be meeting after all that time. People change and grow so much, especially over a year and a half.
Life has a way of throwing curveballs and leading us down unexpected paths. I'm sure you were eager to hear about her journey.
When we met up, I was blown away by the transformation she'd undergone. She had completely shifted gears in her life. She'd left engineering, and get this, she was now pursuing a degree in psychology.
Wow, that's quite a significant change. From engineering to the intricacies of the human mind. What prompted that shift, I wonder?
She told me that while she excelled in engineering, it never truly resonated with her on a deeper level. She realized that her real passion lay in understanding the complexities of human behavior and helping others who were struggling. And here's the thing, she had actually faced quite a bit of pushback from friends and family for her decision.
It's not always easy to go against the grain and pursue a path that feels truly authentic to you, especially when it challenges the expectations of those around you.
You're telling me.
Hmm.
But she found the courage to listen to her inner voice, to trust her intuition, and to pursue a path that truly aligned with her values and passions.
That's incredibly inspiring. It speaks to the power of self-belief and the importance of honoring our own unique callings, even when it means facing resistance.
And get this, she was also working part-time at the university library, surrounded by books and knowledge. She was in her element.
I love that for her. It sounds like she truly found her niche, a place where she could thrive and contribute in a way that felt deeply meaningful.
It was incredible to witness, and it brought me right back to that initial question. Was I meant to receive a message from her? Or was I the one carrying a message for her? The whole KFC encounter, when I look back, it really boils down to this. Sometimes life throws a message your way that's specifically for you, and other times you are the one carrying a message that someone else needs to hear. It might even be both.
I think that's a beautiful takeaway. It highlights the cyclical nature of giving and receiving, of learning and teaching, and the interconnectedness of our human experiences.
You know, this entire experience, as simple as it was, it really connected to so many broader themes in personal development. It reinforced for me the power of believing that even when things are tough and chaotic, like my unexpected move, there's often a positive outcome waiting down the line. And it reminded me of the importance of physical activity. When you're feeling down, unmotivated, or just plain stuck, pushing yourself to move can really shift your energy and your mindset.
Absolutely. The mind-body connection is incredibly powerful. Physical activity isn't just about physical health. It has a profound impact on our emotional and mental well-being.
It's like this. If you want to create lasting change in your life, sometimes starting with your physical self is the easiest and most empowering first step. You can directly control your actions.
Small steps consistently taken can lead to remarkable transformations over time. It's about building momentum and creating a positive cycle of action and growth.
And this whole experience also highlighted the idea that you don't have to be in a state of crisis or suffering to be deserving of support or positive change in your life. It's okay to reach out for help, to seek guidance, or to simply make positive changes because you're worthy of a better, happier, more fulfilling life.
Self-compassion is key. We often wait until things are really bad before we allow ourselves to prioritize our well-being. But why wait? We deserve care and support at every stage of our journey.
Couldn't agree more. Now, this leads us perfectly to our next topic, the meaning of life. What are your initial thoughts when you hear that phrase? It's a question that's captivated philosophers, poets, and everyday people for centuries.
So it's one of those profound existential questions that really gets to the core of our human experience. What is our purpose? Why are we here? What makes life meaningful? These are questions that I think we grapple with throughout our lives.
Absolutely. I've come across a couple of ideas over the years that really resonate with me. The first is that nothing has meaning except the meaning I give it. The second is that your only job in your life is to live your greatest life. It really makes you ponder. Is our purpose predetermined? Or do we have the power to create our own meaning? Is there some grand cosmic plan, or is it all a beautiful, unpredictable unfolding?
That's a fascinating paradox.
Mhm.
The notion that we might have complete freedom to choose our own meaning can be incredibly empowering, but it can also feel overwhelming. Where do we even begin?
Right. So, regardless of where you stand on the whole destiny versus free will debate,
Hmm.
I think there's a really practical takeaway here, and that's the importance of cultivating a clear vision for your life, no matter what your circumstances may be. Picture this. You go to a fortune teller, and they look into their crystal ball or whatever mystical tool they use, and they confidently declare that you are destined for a remarkable life filled with purpose, impact, and fulfillment.
Sound pretty good, right?
I'll take it. Sign me up for that kind of destiny. Haha, me too. But now, let's flip the script. Imagine that same fortune teller telling you the opposite. You're destined for a mediocre, unfulfilling life, leaving behind no lasting impact.
Oof, that's a bit more sobering. Makes you wonder if we really have the power to defy those kinds of predictions.
Exactly, because the core idea here is that destiny is fluid. It's shaped by who we are and the choices we make. As we work on ourselves, grow, evolve, and align our actions with our values, we change our destiny.
So how do we actually go about shaping our own destiny? Where do we start?
A powerful starting point is to craft a clear vision for your future. Take some time to really visualize yourself 5 to 10 years from now. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you surrounded by? The more vivid and detailed the mental picture, the more power it holds.
It's about turning a vague desire into a tangible target, creating a compelling image of the future self you want to become.
And then comes the action plan. That's where the concept of a personal mission statement comes into play. What are the specific accomplishments you want to achieve? What impact do you want to have on the world? What legacy do you want to leave behind?
Your mission statement acts as your guiding compass, providing direction and purpose to your daily actions and choices. It helps you stay focused on what truly matters.
So just to recap, your personal vision is that vibrant, multisensory snapshot of your ideal future, and your personal mission is a strategic roadmap that outlines the actions and principles you'll embrace to bring that vision to life.
And remember, it's not about setting rigid goals that you can never deviate from. It's about having a clear direction while also being adaptable and open to the twists and turns that life inevitably throws our way.
You know, it's fascinating to consider the concept of legacy. What will people remember about you long after you're gone? Will it be something tangible you created? A piece of art? A groundbreaking invention? A book that touched countless lives? Or a company that revolutionized an industry?
Or perhaps it will be the intangible impact you had on the people around you, the kindness you extended, the support you offered, the inspiration you sparked, or the love you shared.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it, to think about what truly matters in the grand scheme of things. So when we talk about the meaning of life, it's probably not some grand universal answer waiting to be discovered. It's more about the journey itself, the experiences we have, the connections we make, the impact we create, and the ways in which we choose to show up in the world each and every day.
It's about embracing the messy, beautiful complexity of life and finding joy and purpose in the everyday moments, even amidst the challenges.
I love that. Okay, ready to shift gears and explore suggestology.
Let's do it. I'm intrigued to learn more about this revolutionary approach to education.
It's a fascinating concept, and it really challenges the traditional model of teaching. Suggestology posits that the role of the teacher should be more akin to that of an inspiring mentor or role model. It's about creating a nurturing and supportive environment that empowers students to thrive and to truly embrace the joy of learning.
Sounds like a breath of fresh air, compared to the often rigid and exam-focused approach we see in many educational systems.
Exactly. One of the key principles of suggestology is fostering a sense of genuine interaction and open communication in the classroom. It emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding between teachers and students. Learning is viewed not as a process of rote memorization, but as a dynamic journey of exploration and discovery where mistakes are seen as opportunities for growth.
That's so important, creating a safe space for students to take risks, experiment, and learn from their mistakes without fear of judgment. It fosters a love of learning rather than a fear of failure.
And suggestology is all about being modern, technologically integrated, and practical. The learning experience should be inherently rewarding and stimulating for students. They emphasize collaboration and teamwork over direct competition. They also advocate for a wide range of teaching methods to cater to individual learning styles, with a focus on providing personalized attention and guidance.
That's fantastic. It's recognizing that not all students learn the same way. By embracing diverse teaching methods and providing individual support, you create an inclusive and empowering learning environment.
They also emphasize the importance of ensuring that students truly understand why they're learning something. How does it apply to their lives? How can they use this knowledge to make a positive impact on the world? They encourage the free flow of ideas, value students' opinions, and often incorporate games, interactive activities, and clearly defined learning objectives. And believe it or not, they also prioritize incorporating dedicated free time into the learning structure, allowing students a sense of autonomy and freedom within the learning environment.
That's so refreshing. Giving students ownership over their learning journey fosters intrinsic motivation and allows them to develop a sense of responsibility and agency.
Right. And Suggestology introduces concepts like teamwork and synergy from a very young age, highlighting the power of collaboration and collective intelligence. They also emphasize the development of not just knowledge, but also essential skills, positive attitudes, and strong values.
It's about nurturing well-rounded individuals, equipping them with the tools they need to navigate the complexities of life beyond the classroom.
The foundation of this kind of enriching educational environment rests on four key pillars: active engagement in the learning process, a clear understanding of the purpose behind the learning, a psychologically safe and supportive space for exploration and experimentation, and the utilization of a variety of teaching approaches. And they encourage teachers to view each class not as a mundane lecture, but as a special training, an engaging workshop, or an insightful seminar.
It's about elevating the perception of learning, creating a sense of excitement and anticipation, and fostering a genuine appreciation for the value of knowledge and growth.
It really gets you thinking about this quote. We make some of the most important decisions in our lives when we're so young and inexperienced, choosing life partners, career paths, where to pursue further education.
That's a powerful statement. It really highlights the immense responsibility we have as educators and mentors to equip young people with the critical thinking skills, self-awareness, and confidence they need to make informed and empowered choices.
It's about providing guidance and support without stifling their individuality or their innate capacity for growth.
Couldn't agree more. Now, you mentioned earlier that Suggestology outlines 7 core principles of learning. I'm curious to hear more about those.
Okay, so here they are. Unconditional love and acceptance, absolute freedom within the learning structure, fostering an expectation of something extraordinary happening, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all things, that's where the deduction and induction piece comes in, providing the whole picture and context for learning, adhering to the golden ratio in structuring learning, and, interestingly enough, they also incorporate classical music and aesthetics to enhance the learning environment.
It's a holistic approach that considers the emotional, cognitive, and aesthetic dimensions of learning, creating an enriching and multifaceted experience for students.
Now, one of the most fundamental principles they emphasize is what they call prestige, which boils down to the profound impact of learning through observation and modeling. The idea is that you don't need to constantly lecture or explicitly instruct children. They learn best by watching and emulating the behavior of the adults around them. It's the classic do as I do, not just as I say principle.
Actions speak louder than words, as they say. Children are incredibly perceptive and absorbent. They pick up on our behaviors, our attitudes, and our emotional states, whether we realize it or not.
And there's a really simple but effective anecdote they use to illustrate this principle. It's about a father and his young daughter. He buys her a single scoop of ice cream, but she drops it. Later, she sees him enjoying 3 scoops of ice cream. Now, does he rush out and buy her more ice cream because she dropped hers? No, because she wasn't even able to handle 1 scoop. It's about teaching through experience and allowing natural consequences to unfold.
It's a subtle but powerful way of demonstrating self-control, delayed gratification, and the importance of taking responsibility for our actions.
It really underscores the message. Don't just entitle them, empower them. It's about fostering independence, resilience, and a sense of self-efficacy in children, allowing them to learn and grow through their own experiences.
That's a valuable lesson for all of us, not just in raising children, but also in our interactions with others. It's about empowering people to take ownership of their lives, their choices, and their growth, rather than simply handing them solutions or shielding them from challenges.
Well said. That brings us to the end of our exploration for today. We've covered a lot of ground, from the subtle messages woven into our personal encounters to the profound questions surrounding the meaning of life and some truly innovative ideas about how we can revolutionize the way we learn.
It's been an inspiring and thought-provoking conversation. Thank you for sharing these insightful perspectives.
My pleasure. And a big thank you to all of you for tuning in to the Key Learning Point Show. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of personal development. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time at the Key Learning Point Show.